Okay, welcome guys, welcome. This is going to be episode 3 of our ChatTactic discussions that we have on a weekly basis. I've got to find a way actually to sort of get a couple of these across to YouTube on a regular time slot as well. I'm thinking of either doing like the first one of the month or maybe even something sort of a bit crazy and the week of the full moon or something like that. Hi Cyborg, and hi to anybody else that's joined us as well. Yeah, welcome guys. So again, it's just going to be a bit of a free form sort of discussion. I really like where it just ends up going, like it's sort of wherever you guys sort of push the discussion, I guess. Yeah, I haven't really got much planned. So I think we just sort of, I just opened up Steam and had a bit of a look to see that they've got a Steam Racing Fest. I mean, there's so many different ways we can go with this. Now, one thing I was going to do was actually try to get used to using marbles. Because I do actually have some games to give away. Slytherin have been very kind and giving me a few different keys, so I'll just give away a key a week at this stage. But you know, if there's other games that sort of come up where I get giveaways, I'll do it probably in this format if we can, and sort of do the marbles run at the end of the session, which was good fun. Actually, I did enjoy that last time, although I've got to get used to what keyboard commands do what. Anyway, we'll sort of see how we go with that one. Give it another go at the back end of the session. I've got no time constraints today, so I mean, if I stumble around the place, it won't really matter that much. Okay, let's have a look and see. So Rupert is saying, is this going to be every Monday? Yes, this time slot, exactly this time every week. So for you guys, it's Monday. For me, it's Tuesday. But so that's why I'm sort of thinking if I did it like the first week of a new month. I'd probably be okay, but see, like for me, it's almost like it's the 31st for me today, and I know it's the 30th for most of you that will be watching this. So yeah, I've got to figure out a way, I think, to try to get something like where I do live stream across to YouTube at some point. I may try to also set up one where I end up with the using Restream, so I can actually stream to both. But then I only really can monitor the chat from one, so it's sort of like it's a thing where I either monitor the chat from one. Actually, one way I guess I could do that would be to, I might test it out actually. I could actually get somebody to try to curate some of the questions and things from one or the other and just put them into my Discord, and actually then I could sort of run a lot of the discussions from Discord. Hi David, how are you going? So yeah, so anyway, I think maybe we'll just go through with the games that I've been playing this week and what's coming up this week, because there's also been a massive update as well in a few of the games. So I'll just go across to my library and we'll click on this one and have a bit of a look and just talk about a few of these games. So you can sort of see down through here, there's a game called Nemesis Lockdown. I'm not allowed to show that until either later on today or tomorrow. I forget the exact time. But that looks pretty cool. This is actually based on a board game. I do like games that are based on board games, and so this is one that I've got an embargo at the moment to actually, so I can't show it. I thought I'd be able to show it today, but I'm not exactly sure of the timing of when I'm allowed to actually show that one, so I better not. It does look interesting. It's for me at the moment, it looks like it's more built for people who understand the game. So I'll have to have a bit of a look at it. There's been an update that literally just came through 10-15 minutes ago, I guess. So I've only just installed the update, quickly opened it up to sort of see if I could see any changes, but couldn't see any changes there. But I am struggling trying to get my head around how the game plays because I don't know the board game. Rupert's saying, I know that there is a tool that restreams a chat from YouTube to Twitch. But don't know the name. Oh, okay. I didn't know that it would get the chat across. So I don't use the chat Twitch either, to be honest. I actually have got a third-party software that basically looks at the Twitch chat for me, and that way it sort of gives me better control over the chat. I can see things a bit better. So, okay. So Brian of Space Game Junkie does that. Okay. I haven't spoken to Brian for a while, actually. So I'll have to have a look at that. I'll have to look into that one because I think that it's that's something that I would like to be able to live stream this to YouTube. Probably, and in one sense, I'm sort of thinking this is a sort of thing that would be good on YouTube. Like I'm trying to do like a regular live stream on YouTube. I don't know whether to take it. I don't want to take it away from here though, and just do it all across there. I'll have to think about which way is the sort of the best way to go with that one. I tend to find that the chat is more interactive here on Twitch than it is on YouTube. So like YouTube can get good at certain times, but I don't know. I'll have to plan that one out. Anyway, let's continue on. So Nemesis Lockdown, that'll be coming in the next day or so. I'll just do a one-off video that's actually hitting early access, so it's not going to be launched. It's just an early access type launch. Panzer Corps 2 has had the big 1943 Axis update, or DLC that's been added to it. This is the game that of all the games that I've played, I love the idea of this one simply because of the way it handles the random number generation. It's just incredible. I might show that at some point actually, because it's just so damn good. So Cyborg saying there is an interesting survival game called Keplerth. Survivor has genetic attachments. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have a look at that. I'll get a list of games in a little while, and we'll go and start to have a bit of a look. So keep that one in the, and we'll have a look at that one in a little while. Yeah. So David is saying super looking forward to Nemesis. It does. It plays very well if you know the rules. If you don't know the game, like if you don't know the game or the rules, at the moment it's extremely confusing. So I hope that they do a better job of explaining what's happening. It does do it, but you just don't realise it if you come in new to it. But when you actually understand the rules, it's like, oh wow, okay, that's the way it sort of is supposed to work. It looks really good. I'll be actually recording that pretty much as soon as I finish this stream. I'm going to go off and start to do my YouTube recording. I tried to record it yesterday, and because it's so complex with the rules, I think I must have started maybe about 20 times and didn't get more than about 3 or 4 minutes in each time before I just gave up on it. So anyway, I'll do it when I'm a bit fresher. So David is saying I played the board game. It was amazing. Yeah, it's not the original one. I think it was the original one was just either Nemesis or Nemesis Retribution or something like that. This is actually a follow-on from the original board game, which I don't even know if that's out yet either. I think that's sort of coming out at the same time. There's I think there's a Kickstarter for Nemesis Lockdown, and it's this has got more in it than the original game. I almost wish that I had the original game to play on the computer first before playing Lockdown, but it's still, like, I think all they've just got to do is explain what's happening where. It's very cool the way it does actually work. So I'm looking forward to playing that one. Anyway, Panzer Corps. Best RNG system in the world, basically. I wish more games would follow up on that. It's something where so many games could be so much better. And I'm talking about you, Planetfall. Age of Wonders Planetfall would be so good with this system. Actually, I think that Battle for Westnorth actually did it sort of in a mod, but it didn't work. It was a bit clunky. Any game that drives you nuts with RNG, there's the way that RNG is random number generation is handled in Panzer Corps 2, as I say, absolutely exceptional. I wish more devs would sort of have a look at that just to sort of see how it does actually work. So David is then saying, is there a tutorial? That's actually what I asked the devs 2 days ago, and the update that just came through today, they haven't got a tutorial in game yet. But they do actually have now a video that they sent me the video to have a look at, which is somebody playing the board game and explaining the board game, and that was very helpful. So there is a yes, this is for Nemesis. So that was so there's not a tutorial in game. There is a wiki in game, but it doesn't give enough information, and you almost just want the rule book from the actual board game. It does play like the board game, so it's very faithful to the board game. And when you look at the video that they've actually presented with the board game in it, you then do understand. You think, oh, okay, that's how that works. So you can sort of see different things with that. I'd love to show you that. I would love to start that one up and sort of show how that one does actually work. Okay, so we've got Worldbox has had a massive update. In fact, we might actually play that. Let's open her up and have a bit of a look. This is incredible, actually. If you like Worldbox at all, yeah, rip it out again and have another look, because this is awesome. What Worldbox is Now, what have we got? We've got world powers. At the bottom, use hold any mouse button, what WSD to move the camera. Yep, blah, 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 blah. All right, that's all the same. So Worldbox just has a really sort of quick thing. What it is it's sort of like well, it's a world simulator. And so you've got like different areas. It's hard to sort of tell what goes on because it gets quite in depth. You've got these biomes with little sort of creatures. Like there's a creature through there. I can actually have a bit of a look. I'm not all that familiar with what goes on here, but everything has got like this is a, what actually is it? This is age 1. It's not a chicken, is it? No, it's not a chicken. I think it's just a fairy or a fly or something. I'll try to find some other sort of creature in here. I won't get too bogged down in what we're sort of seeing. Is that a creature? Yeah, there's a rabbit. Yep, so this one here is like fast, it's weightless, it's peaceful, but what you can do is you can set up a situation where you end up with all sorts of different things. Like we can go down to animals and creatures. Like I can throw, for example, a bear in through there and just have the bear running around. And we can then put in some elves. And they've start like a civilization. Now the bear is still back down there. I don't know if the bear will attack them. I can put more in there if I wanted to, just sort of feed the elves. Let's just get, say, 10 elves. There's a fire that went on through there. Oh, this is from the volcano. And so you end up with these situations where you've got, you can sort of set anything you like up. Now, they're off there mining into the rocks. They're getting the resources they need. So essentially, it just does what it does. It's a really, really cool game if you haven't seen it. Now that's interesting. They've actually now brought their civilization across to there. If I zoom out, we can then sort of see the civilization. We can see they've got a king and a diplomat. And if I wanted to, I can go, okay, well, let's go and grab some orcs and throw them over here. Anyway, that's sort of... but the update that it's had, so this is the blood of Urgthug, and so eventually they'll end up fighting each other. I don't know where that... there's a rhinoceros backing through that side. But it's a really, really cool game, the way it sort of does work. There's they're trying to kill the rhinoceros now. Actually, who's that character right there? If we have a look and see, so we can go to have a look and inspect them. So we've got a... this was one of the orcs. Okay, so we've got an orc there. Doesn't have any... Actually, the traits were it's savage. You get their bones and leather from fallen foes and regeneration. This one's restoring health over time. And then we've got over this side an elf, I think. And this one's fast with weightless. So Compass Rose is saying, I hope all is well. Last day of the holiday weekend. Needless to say, I've been cooking a lot last few days. Yep, that sounds good. That's right. It's been... What's the holiday in America? It's a... I forget what it's called. We don't have it over here. Anyway, they're orcs. So these orcs are going off to try to kill this rhinoceros. And so all of the creatures sort of then are generated. But the game, actually, there we go. It's just killed the one that does regenerate. The other one's now run off. And so eventually they'll end up fighting and growing and doing different bits and pieces. It's quite a cool game where you can sort of see different things sort of happening with the actual game itself. So the big changes, though, have actually come through in things, for example, like the kingdoms. You can now go across to the different sort of kingdom views and sort of see what's going on. Like you've got the kingdom layer back and through there. You've got the, what else have we got? We've got the culture layer. So this is sort of like the different cultures. You can see it from their perspective. The village layer to see what, and that's what we were looking at there before. It just allows you to manage this a lot better. So you can view your kingdoms. So you can sort of see there what's actually in through this side. So you end up with a situation where you don't tell them what to do. They just go off and do it. But it's sort of one of those, almost like watching Game of Life, which I used to enjoy watching, to be honest, which is just sort of like a simulator. So this is purely just a world simulator where you have different things happening. They're not going to go to war yet for quite some time. There we go, Memorial Day weekend. A lot of barbecues, says Darker Ant. So anyway, that's Worldbox, but there's a lot more involved that they've put in. They've still got a lot of stuff to add as well, which I don't know what all this is going to be just yet. Map names, again, just showing, depending on the layer map, the important events. You can sort of show the different events if you're wanting to. I've got them turned on. and the names as well. Like you can turn the names off, so you're just looking at the specifics of what's going on there. One of the other changes with this is when you do actually go to the kingdom layer, you start to have a bit of a look. You can see that that's orcs and elves as an example in through there. So it actually is indicating now what the race is or what the faction is that you're sort of looking at, which is quite cool. There's all sorts of different rules and things that have now been added in as well, I think. If we go to World Laws, civilizations have armies. You can turn those sorts of things off. You can limit them to 100 population each. Angry villages will also participate in same race wars. So you can do things like where you don't have them fighting this, like elves fighting elves, or you can actually turn that one on and they will actually then fight other kingdoms, because kingdoms can split off. And so you've got all these different rules which are really quite cool the way that they do work. So stealing borders allow the stealing of borders between kingdoms at war. Kingdoms will send settlers to establish new villages. So you can either have these on or off depending on how you want to play the game, which is, as I say, quite interesting the way it sort of does work. New things down through here. They've now got minerals will spawn in biomes randomly from the underground. So that's actually good, because quite often you forget to actually add in what you actually need for the different civilizations to then work. Other big things with this one as well, I'll just go through the changes. Actually, I'm going to I think I'll do a video on it. But anyway, if you do actually have Worldbox, have a look. If you go to Create World now, and is it in here? I'll just go back out. New world, there we go. You've got all of these different worlds now available for you to sort of go and set up. All sorts of different things, like the sort of bad apple, where you can have like or an anthill, where you've got like essentially a world that's been generated where you can't break through the mountains. Like the mountains are impassable. So this then creates like choke points, like random choke points with different biomes. There's also different biomes that have been added, like here's a lemon biome, and there will be lemon people that end up spawning in this location. There's all sorts of different biomes as well, like if we go across to the, it's natural, this is the biomes in here, I think. Now that's the shaping of what it actually is. So that's a vortex. Vortex just shuffles, that's always sort of been there, you just shuffle things around. Let's just get rid of that for a second. It's not this one here. It's not that one there. That's the viewing. Must be back at the back through here. Living plants, grey ooze. These are different things you can actually add into it. It's not the biomes. I forget where the biomes actually are. This is your destruction and stuff. Like you've got a meteorite. You can kaboom. It's just a really, really cool game. What else have we got? We've got Robot Santa. So he goes around killing people. There we go. It's a fun game. Anyway, I won't get too stuck with it. But it's when I saw this update, I thought, oh wow, this is really, really awesome. Here we go. This is the crystal seeds. Are these the biomes? Grass seeds. Actually, these are the force, rain, acid, lava, fire. There's just so much in it. So much in it. Plant fertilizer. It's specifics. I'm not sure where the biomes actually are. Actually, it must be these. You've got swamps, so I can actually sort of like create a swamp biome. Yeah, that's what it is. So this then creates like a swamp biome in through there. There's like an corrupted seeds. Yeah, this is sort of like creates like a ghost area, like an undead realm. So you've got all these different sorts of things, and they've got a few new ones as well. Got mushroom biome, demon biomes, crystal biome is new, so it sort of crystallizes things, and you've also then got candy biomes. And if we just go and plant various, that's just a grass biome in through there. But if we go and set up the rain, if we just sort of grow plants through in here, you'll sort of see that each one of them actually looks quite different. So the infernal plane has got like different, their plants look very different. This one here will eventually sort of grow these death trees, these dead trees. And we'll start to sort of see creatures coming through. Like that, this looks like a normal frog. But eventually this will start to spawn evil. It's really, as I say, it's a very, very interesting game if you haven't seen it before. That's the candy biome. Actually, we didn't sort of set up the tree. Actually, we'll just go tree fertilizer. So you get all sorts. You get crystal trees, candy trees. Yeah, there's the infernals, swamps. Nothing in there. Dead mushrooms, and these do spawn their own specific sort of group. Now, is that Santa coming back again? Not sure. Anyway, I won't spend too much time, but this one is it's very, very cool update if you do actually have the game. Let's just leave that one alone. We'll have a look at a few of the other updates that have come through. Pause. Yep, I'll just quit out again. Just press escape. Return to the real world. So here we are. So that's the that is Worldbox. So we'll just go back across to the library. Yeah, very, very cool game, I've got to say. And with this new update, major update, there's still a lot to be done, but it's a very, very good update. Bannerlord has had a massive update as well. Actually, somebody on my Discord, and by the way, if you there's a link to the Discord in the descriptions for whether you're on Twitch or on YouTube, and that actually is like there's been some really interesting discussions, and there was a discussion where you can actually play Crusader Kings 3. There's a mod that you can play Crusader Kings and actually then fight the battles in Bannerlord. I did try it yesterday using the using Crusader Kings, but with the Lord of the Rings mod, and it didn't like the Lord of the Rings mod. It wouldn't quite start up, but it does take a long time for both games to load up, so I won't do it in here. But that I do want to have a look at that mod in more depth. It's you sort of start the mod up, and then it then sort of connects to both games, and then you just basically have both games running, and when you play a battle in Crusader Kings, it does it actually in Bannerlord. So that looks really quite interesting. I'm terrible at Bannerlord, though. I'm really, really bad at doing the actual battle, so I don't know whether it's going to be good or bad for me, but anyway, it's something that's worth having a bit of a look at. So we'll actually be covering that at some point. Interstellar Space Genesis, I've been playing this like crazy. You can see there the last 2 weeks I've been playing 33 hours so far. So I've actually done, there we go, I've actually, my total time with the whole game ever is 66 hours. So I've actually spent half my total time just this week. Because it's only just come out. And I've been thoroughly enjoying it, like really, really thoroughly enjoying that one. So, of course, if you've been watching here on Twitch, then you've, it's certainly been a really good game that's sort of come through. Distant Worlds 2 has had an update, which I think sort of, I did put out a video just saying that I think it's now tipping the balance into becoming a game that people might start to enjoy again. But, I mean, it's still, like Eric, one of the developers of Distant Worlds, did actually sort of mention I've got a really long list of things that I want changed for the game. It's in the beta area. I'm not allowed to show the beta area. What I might do... so Itinerary is saying, hey, Daz, are the expansions for ISG worth buying? I'd say so. I think it's good. It's good anyway, but the expansions do actually add to it. And they do add a lot of differences to it. So it's one of those games, probably play it without it first and see if you like the idea of the game. You'll know whether you like the idea of the game when you start playing it. And then I think that you'll sort of then be able to think, okay, well, the expansions do actually add to the enjoyment, but they don't change the base way of playing, I guess. So anyway, Distant Worlds 2. I do have a long list of things that I've actually sort of put in that I think that the game needs to have a look at. I might show that at some point, actually. I don't know whether I should show that now or not. Because I can just. I mean, I'm not supposed to show the beta area, but I could certainly show I could show what I've been doing in there. I guess I could just isolate just that information just to go through, because they're addressing some things at this stage, but there's still a lot to go. I think before the game is really is where it should be. Like it's I really enjoy it. Like I still really like it a lot. But it's just not quite as polished as it needs to be. But they are making a lot of changes all the time, and I know that the plans that they've actually got for it are to just keep on getting it better and better and better, which is really quite cool. Okay, so Jenna was saying, I heard that the last one was kind of lackluster with the primitive civs or so. They've got the minor civilizations with the latest one. Yeah, I guess the minor civilizations aren't as strong as what I would have thought, to be honest. So you're right about that, but it also has evolution, and evolution does change it quite dramatically. It's that really has changed. I'm finding that that's changing the way I'm playing the game a lot. One thing I would love to see with evolution is to have like a randomized evolutionary trait, like where you where when you play the game, you don't know which way it's going to go for you, and so every time you play, it will be slightly different. And that it's not even slightly different; actually, it's dramatically different. That would be really cool if there was a bit more randomization in the way that you could set up some of the factions. Actually, that would be. I might try to suggest that to Adam, the developer, actually, because that is actually it's a really awesome space game. But it's just there's little things like that, and he's got so much in there. Like, normally, with a game, if you're thinking if there's a way to sort of present something in the game, it's usually been thought of about 3 or 4 ways of doing it, and so there's multiple ways of actually accessing things. But the startup, there is no real randomization in the start races, or it would be cool to actually randomize that evolutionary traits. Okay, what else have we got through the stuff I've been playing recently? Chaos Gate. I've started to sort of try to get my head into this one. I haven't really played much. You can see there, total time played is only 2.5 hours basically. So I'm just trying to sort of understand the game a little bit before I get into that one. Hi Trank, how you going? So Master Tactician. Actually, I get a lot of information from you guys. There we go. And Brigandine as well. We've been playing a lot of that over the last couple of weeks. So just 40 hours of Brigandine. I just can't stop playing that. Although I have stopped playing it for the last few days, as you can see through there. And then that was the last time we did Marbles. Was Marbles on stream was last week, where we sort of had the giveaway. So we will have a giveaway at the end of this one as well. So if you stick around, I've got a giveaway there from Slytherin. They've kindly sort of donated a key, so we'll give that away through a marbles challenge at the back end of things. Old World I've got to come back to as well. Immortal Tactics. This was a fun game that I did cover on YouTube, which is not available yet. So I don't want to come back to that one until really that one's available. I won't keep on going back through all of these. They're getting a bit old now. All right, so where are we going to go next? There's if we go to the What's New, maybe have a bit of a look through these, just sort of see. So Imperial Greek Wars, they've got I don't know what's going on with that one there. Maybe we'll have a quick look at this one. Okay, so it's been a while since we published the last What's in the Cube article, not because there was nothing important. So what are they doing? I thought there was a new faction that they were bringing in. First, an apology for those waiting for the new Imperium's Rome versus Carthage DLC. The initial release was planned for the spring, and this is still doable. However, we've decided to push back the launch date a bit. The truth is, this DLC is huge. The map is much bigger and is occupied by more factions, playable and dormant than is in the Age of Alexander expansion pack. This is quite a interesting game that gets very hard very quickly. It's an enjoyable game. Decided to push the release to Q3. I like it when devs actually do that, like don't get rushed with launching things. I think it's really important. Of course, you've got to be able to afford to be able to do that one. Now the good news: we've started planning and preparing our next project. Don't worry, we're not going to throw Imperiums overboard. We want to build on and expand the Imperium's brand. Okay, so taking it to a different era. So where are they going? Any clues? Any clues in there? Yeah, I'm not sure where they would go after this one. Maybe medieval. That would probably be where they'd end up. I would think. I think the game would work well in a medieval setting. So that would be my guess. And then there was another news. So we've got the faction highlights. Oh, that's just a highlight. Yeah, that's okay. All right. So that's their news coming up. Worldbox we've covered. Stellaris, I've got a development diary. I won't sort of go through that one at this stage. I haven't played the new Stellaris. I don't actually have that yet. Whoops, what have we got back there? Castle Foundations, what's that one there? Oh, that's Crusader Kings 3. I've got to get into Crusader. I wanted to play Crusader Kings 3 with the Bannerlord. I really want to get that one going so I can sort of see how that one would perform. There's the patch notes for the Bannerlord, which is a massive update. Like, it was 7 gigabytes, just the update there. So what have we got there? We've got fixes. I haven't played this for quite some time. Changed, so added battle game mode. So single life mode can host up to 120 players. Wow. Completely destroy the enemy team or break the morale by holding flags to win the round. So we've added 7 new scenes, which is a battle. Okay, so they've just been building different areas in it. It's an incredible game, isn't it, really? So, yeah, a lot of tweaks. Yep, and there's got previous ones back down through that side. But, yeah, no, amazing game. I'm just really, really bad at it. So it's sort of one of those things that I love the idea of it, but I just don't. There's the Imperium's Greek Wars, Worldbox. Don't know if there's much else back down this way. Caves of Carter. I can't believe this game just still keeps on finding tweaks to the actual game itself. I mean, this has been out for a long, long time now. Yeah, I don't know. Are they meaningful changes or are they just changes? It looks like it's just changes, doesn't it, really? It doesn't look like there's anything big or meaningful happening. I don't know if there has been one. Made several changes. Yep. It's a game that I wanted to like, but I didn't like the fact that it had like a reasonably static sort of overworld map. But it's something that I was sort of interested in having a bit of a look at, but I never really got into it. And it's funny because it's a sort of game that I would normally like, and I just never ever did it. I never got much into it. And actually, yeah, how far down does this thing go? I mean, I can't even remember when this game actually did come out. But yeah, it's a game that I would have liked to have sort of done more with. Out There has launched this week, so Out There, Oceans of Time. There's a game as well which I do actually have. In fact, I haven't. I've played a small amount of it, and but didn't really go any further than that one there. I'll just see if there's anything else up through here. We might open that one up and have a bit of a look. Humankind, I think, has been getting a lot of updates recently. We've spoken about the Evolving Empires for Genesis. That's 3 weeks ago. So we'll leave that where that is. If we go back across, where was it? That was if I just minimise that for a second. There you go, out there. So Oceans of Time. Oh, here we go. It's got another launch coming in. 13 minutes. No, forget that. So that one's not ready at this point in time. Yep. So we'll just quit out of that one. Just go back in there again. Another thing I saw had come was one of the tabletop simulators. Let's have a look at the two tabletop simulators and just to see how they go as well. I was just trying to think of things to actually talk about, and I thought that might be worth having a bit of a look at as well. If we go to, if we just do a search for tabletop, there's a few of these, isn't there? Like you've got the your Tabletop Simulator, which is sort of like the first one. You've got Tabletop Playground, Tabletop Creator. I haven't seen this one at all, ever. You know, let's maximize this and play. Come on, game, play. Struggle to create tabletop games. We've all done that. I have anyway. Oops, it's struggling. Interesting idea, but really, who would use it? Who would use it? And I guess I shouldn't say that because I'm a graphic designer, so there's no way I would actually use this to do that sort of thing. And I have actually done this. I've got like a whole lot of different board games that I've designed over the years that have never gone anywhere. In fact, I've even got one on Tabletop Simulator, which it was sort of done. Oh God, I didn't abandon it, but I just never got back to it from a fair few years ago, and I was using that to do the testing for the game. I got pretty close with it. Yeah, it was sort of like a combat game. Looked similar to that actually a little bit. What's that one there? Yeah. Anyway, it's actually no, it didn't look like that. I've got another game that looks like this. Anyway, that's interesting. So that's not really what we're looking at. We're not looking at the not looking for that one there. If we just go back to Tabletop again. Actually, one thing we might do, you've got Tabletop Simulator in through here, which is yeah, still overwhelmingly positive even now. Let's have a look at this. This is incredible. This. God, it's struggling with the buffering. I don't know why. Oh, it's because it's downloading that game. Hang on. Just let me stop that. Okay, I'll just go back out now. Back to the store and then Tabletop. There we go. That's better. Well, hopefully it will be. Yeah, it's quite amazing, this game. So you can design 3D elements in it yourself or whatever you want. Anyway, that's Tabletop Simulator. And the other one that was interesting to have a look at is Tabletop Playground, which came out a couple of years after that. This one's only rated positive, so it never really sort of hit its straps. But it's very, very similar. Let's go back and have a look at this one here. I had wanted to cover this game in some depth because it did look good. The physics look a bit better than the Tabletop Simulator. There we go. So that's Tabletop Playground. Well, it looks like if they've only got 44 reviews, it's not really a, it's not very positive, is it? I got it in the library. It's still early access, so they're still building it up. Look at some of these reviews for this. I haven't looked at this for so long. When did this come out into early access? Not sure. A few of you actually do own the game, and one of you want it. I think the Tabletop Simulator is it sort of took the lead. It was the first one to do it, and so it's sort of, that's really where it is. I think everyone there we go, 2020. So it's basically 2 years it's been in early access. So it's 2 years ago that they actually brought this one out. Not recommended. I want to love it since I want there to be a real competitor to Tabletop Simulator, but all the little things add up. So the number one most annoying thing for me is that the tokens are not taken along with cards when moved or rotated. Example, when you, okay, so that's going to be just more infrastructure, like more just different ways of doing it. It's a swear word, I think. Creating mods for Tabletop Playground is so much more developer oriented, making it a lot better than Tabletop Simulator. Now, when I first looked at the game when it first came out back in 2020, and I was interested because I did do a whole lot of tutorials on how to build 3D work into Tabletop Simulator. As I say, I've got a few games that I've sort of built in there. Strong Promise would like to see better support for the Tabletop Simulator mod importer so that you could actually import the entire mod, scripts included in layout and everything. So it's good and has potential. Just needs people to start playing and modding. Yeah, so it looks like it's missing a bit of that. Let's go across in that case and have a look at the Steam charts. So let's have a look at this one here. Go F11 and we can zoom in a bit and we'll start to search for a few of the games. So we'll just do a search for Tabletop. There's Tabletop Simulator. But where's Tabletop Playground? Tabletopia, what's that one there? That looks like it's like it as well, doesn't it? Oh, let's just compare. Actually, I don't know that one. Let's go back and have a look at the Tabletopia. It's a free game, all right. I haven't heard of this one. Again, very, very similar, isn't it? Wow, that looks great. That looks great. Let's just quit out of that. Actually, and you've got Shady Shamans is saying Tabletopia is good, but uses official licenses for board games, I believe. It will have a more limited selection. It's also got mixed reviews. This one came out in 2016. Okay, so you've got all these different. Yeah, so you have to buy the games by the looks of things. So you've got 38 different games. Which ones do I know? Aquanauts, don't know that one. I don't know any of these. Wingspan, I know that one. We've got that one actually. That's quite a cool game. That one. I don't know how the like. I'm sure that Wingspan would also then be like. I would assume that that's also available in Tabletop Simulator. Yeah, that's the only one I know. We do actually have it. Our daughter actually bought the board game for us, for the family actually. When was that? Christmas? Yeah, I think at Christmas time. But that's a very, very good board game actually. Very, very good. So anyway, that's Tabletopia. Looks like what are the reviews saying? Some of this came up in just two simple words. Don't have Tabletop Simulator and can't buy it for some reason. Play this. Okay, don't have Tabletop Simulator and can buy it. Buy it and forget about this. All right, so it looks like it's sort of. I personally really love this game. I love how I can play with friends with random people. Play with random people and my friends. Also love the variety. They don't have just popular ones, but unknown ones. I also adore the fact that this game is free with a few DLCs. 35, wasn't it? Which I don't look at in these sort of games. I don't mind that. Fact of the matter is, the only reason this game has received so many negative reviews is because people have heavily compared it to Tabletop Simulator. Well, let's have a look and see. Let's have a look and see how is it compared. I mean, we don't get a sales figure. You know, like when you look at the comparisons, actually, if we go and actually, where was it? Just compare the two games and have a look and see what it says. Yeah, really, when you look at the two games there, it's chalk and cheese. Wow, look at the increase there in March 2020. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator has this Tabletopia has never hit the heights, even at Tabletop Simulator when it launched back in 2015. And Tabletop Simulator has just gone from strength to strength. That's actually quite interesting when you look at that. This is the overall. If we yeah, so what happened there? What happened at in March the 30th, 2020? I wonder. So we look down and just have a bit of a look to see. Actually, if I just go back to Tabletop Simulator, just go back out again. Search for. This one does have Tabletop Playground there. Let's have a look at this one and just sort of see how this one does compare. And we'll just go down to the charts. So this is the people playing it. So very, very small numbers. Very small numbers. One player right now playing it. Okay, so this is basically a dead game by the looks of things. That's a shame, actually. Would have been good to have had the, to have, like here, you can see that even the Twitch players are not getting the views with it. There's somebody there that had 222 views at some point. That was as far back as that one goes from when it launched. There was a spike there on that one day. And there has been more people playing it since then. So we had a spike back in through here. Let's have a look and see if we can figure out what's going on with that. That's Tabletopia that we're looking at there. Tabletop Playground. It's funny, I thought this game would have actually done better than what we're seeing there. Like this is very, very low numbers. Just pause that one for a second. Nothing that's really been added in. Yeah, I don't know what the can't really sort of see what the difference there would create like a boost at that particular point in time. There's no DLCs. Maybe there was a game that got added at that stage that somebody had created. Like if we look at the community hub, and that's interesting. There's actually no workshop. Well, that's actually a big problem. Let's go back to Tabletop Simulator. And if we have a look at the community hub here, it's got workshop. That's, I think, is the big thing with this. It's got all sorts of scripting as well. It's really amazing, the actual game itself. Like it's just the way it sort of does work. I haven't actually done anything in it for quite some time, but it really is a a good one actually. I've done a lot of these sort of videos. I don't know if I put them in here though. Just see if any of my videos are in there. I don't think they are. I always forget to sort of add, like, load them up into these places. But I know that the tutorial I did on how to create games in here did fairly well. But I may not have uploaded it. And it would be pretty old now. If we have a look at, but the workshop is the big thing. So 22,000 board games. Wow. 16,000 card games. The thing with this though is that you end up, because there's so many, and you can do anything you like. It's like it'd be very hard to get a game in here to get popular if it wasn't, if people weren't really expecting it. I wonder what that was. Giant spaceships. I wanted to try ripping models from Space Engineers. So there'll be a lot of these. This is the most popular. Actually, if we have a look at the most popular over the where's the time frame? Subscribed. That's Uno. Actually, that's pretty cool. Cards Against Humanity. That's a really great game. Game of Life. That's really shit. I found it really bad anyway. Settlers of Catan. Great game. God, that's a good game. Actually, there's a game. I think there's a Catan game that I've been looking for on PC that's that I play on the Switch, but it's I think I saw it there the other day. We might have looked for that as well. So Mad Relics is saying coronavirus, yes, and COVID from Shady Shamans. Yeah, the pandemic hit the USA. Wingspan even has its own Steam release. Yes, yeah, it's we've got that on Switch as well. It's pretty cool. Shady Shaman. Sorry, I'm just going back up through the list there. Is good, but yeah, actually we've already done that one there, so that's interesting. Anyway, Settlers of Catan, I did mean to look that one up actually. Monopoly, oh god, Monopoly. How do people still play Monopoly? It's just such a shit game. Really as a game, it's really terrible. It's funny, but anyway, these are free mods, I guess. If we go to see all 62,000, so if we go by most subscribed or go most popular over the course of say 6 months. Deep Rock Galactic. Wow, I didn't know that was actually a board game. That's the so I didn't realise that was actually happening. We've got Digimon Games. No idea what that is. Hitch's Marvel's Companions Table. No idea what that is either. 40k Battle Base. I wonder why they use a graphic if this is so popular. This is interesting. So Sharenka says, I have the Catan game since ages on the Switch because I can't find the PC equivalent of it, and I would like to actually. I'd like to try to find it. Oh, there's Nemesis. All right, we were talking about Nemesis earlier. So this is the Nemesis figurines. So somebody's actually created like a Nemesis version. In fact, if we look that up, that would be interesting to see if. So we just go to look for Nemesis. Custom characters, Italian version of Nemesis. There we go. There's a Nemesis one there with rated 5 stars. Yep. So the retail version of the expansions and a few other assets like the crew members' trait cards are not approved for digital distribution, so they cannot be added. Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I can understand why. So looks like they've had a few different updates and things. There's Lockdown. So this is the Nemesis Lockdown is the first standalone expansion to Nemesis. During the game, players will be taken. Let's have a look at that one. I mean, that's the one that is coming to PC tomorrow, basically. So we've got the. What else do we have in here? I'll just. Can that be made bigger? Not really. So you got the different figures. That looks good. The this one's just I think that just organises the player. Like so, you've got all these different things with the player has to then try to get doing, which you don't see in the board game. Sorry, in the PC game, you don't see this sort of what's going on through here. So this all looks a bit different to me. And there's the battle maps themselves, and then the look of it there. I'm really looking forward to being able to understand it, to be honest, more than anything. But that's interesting. Yeah. So number of players, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. There's a solo variation though as well. File size isn't that big. It's only 0.7 megabytes. That doesn't make a lot of sense. This was added in. First down. Okay, so what can you do here? Surely there'd have to be limitations. What's going on? Unless Awakened Realms actually put it in themselves, which is certainly something that could actually happen there. All right, so yeah, if they permit it. Yeah, there hasn't been much going on with this for a little while. I would think that they wouldn't allow the cards and things again. So I would be surprised if much actually happened if you were allowed to sort of play these sorts of games there. Anyway, yeah, Tabletop Simulator. God, it's got such a lot of stuff, hasn't it? It's just amazing. If we go and go back to the store page again, shall I play it and see what I've... Updating ticket, what's it doing? Doesn't have to install it or anything, I hope. Don't know what it's doing now. Come on, guys. Not responding. Here we go. Oh, no. About to install Tabletop Simulator, 2.71 gigabytes. Should I do it? Should I do it? 10 minutes. We can look at other things. I'll go yes, because I mustn't have it installed. It will. I do actually have all the local files on this computer, but it will have to then go and update, I guess. Anyway, let's leave that and let it download for now. What was the other thing we're going to look at? It was just something else I just mentioned. Oh, that's right, Catan. And I did see the Catan universe. Actually, why is that not coming up? It says free. Okay, well that bothers me. I don't tend to like the free versions of games like this. This is not the one. The Switch version is just so damn good. It's just incredible. Okay, so Tarank is saying that he's got the PC version of this, but this one here, this freebie. I mean, it looks. Why would it be free? Why would that be free? Okay, so Catan Universe uses an in-game currency called Catan Gold. You can unlock expansions using Catan Gold for unlimited playtime. Board expansions are linked to your account. All right, so it looks like it's a looks like you got a that's how they make their money, I guess, with the other aspects. But it is only mixed. It's funny because it's such a good board game. So Tenru was saying, what's your maximum download speed through Steam? It's I'm not sure actually. What's that? We've got 5.5 megabytes per second. I can't remember exactly what my thing is, but I'm streaming out as well, so I'm hoping this isn't going to affect the stream with me downloading this sort of stuff. That'll be there in 2 minutes anyway, so it won't be too long before it actually does have this one coming through. Actually, that's Oceans of Time again. Tabletop Simulator is already here. I'll just pause that. So we'll pause the out there, and we've got Tabletop Simulator has now come back in. Let's have a look, and we'll just minimize that for a second. Just finish that one. F11. Just leave that one down there somewhere. And there it is. So that would go under miscellaneous games. I'll throw that over here somewhere. See how it goes. So it's going to synchronize with the Steam cloud. Yeah, so Neutrino V is saying Tabletop Simulator is a lot of fun once you get used to the slight clunkiness of the controls. The other thing I like using this for is unable to sync. I'll try one more time. Just sync across. And you can actually sort of use it almost for meetings, which is what I did with the. I set up like the. And I'm wanting to see if this is actually still in there. Is I set up like a version of it for when we did the. I'll just go play anyway. For the Dominions run through, the multiplayer Dominions. Just see if it's actually still, if I've still got it loaded in. Because it was quite easy to build stuff in here. Now we'll go no. I can't remember what to do here. Go join. Oh, that's on the online stuff. If we go to create. How do you not do any of that stuff? Let's quit. Yeah, here we go. This is the one that that I was using. So I had like the I'd set up like a war room. This is a Dominions 5 war room. So I got the map. I'll load that one in. Have a bit of a look at it. Does it still have all the assets? It does have all the assets. So what we'd set up through here was I built all these 3D assets, and this is the actual map from the game. So so we were playing Dominions, and this was so that everybody that was playing, there's what 5 or 6 of us I think were playing in there, and this was the basically where like the various starting locations were sort of placed in through this side. I put there was a skull. I think I created all this stuff. I know I created the thrones. So we had the throne locations, the start location. So I just did all this stuff in Blender. Like these are just little Blender files that were created. I'm pretty sure I made the skulls as well. Well, that may have been with the game. So it looks a bit. It's hard to tell. Oh, that might be a game asset actually. I think. What else did I create? If I just go back across, deal. Oh yeah, okay. These were. Actually, I don't know what that is. Just draw. What does it do? Yeah, so you end up with different. Like you could sort of then put who actually owns stuff, so that Sabouts, he was playing in it as well, so like he was Pythium. So wherever they were, you would just basically sort of pick them up and grab them. If they had like their monster stacks, you'd sort of then throw the monster stacks in there. It was quite a cool way to actually sort of play the to show what was happening in the game from a discussion point of view. So every time we'd have a discussion, we'd sort of do it this way. So yeah, that was a map. It was an interesting game actually, this one here, when we did play that one. This I illustrated the map based on a random map generation. It was really quite cool. So so Neutrino V is saying, have you been making and publishing the TTS mods? I never published this. What we did is I distributed this one just to the players that were playing. So these assets, and I forget, there's a keyboard that you can use to, is it tab? No, it's a ruler. I forget how to actually have this one. If you go to toggles, it's locked at the moment, but there is a way, if I unlock it, I can then go and grab that and move it anywhere I like. So I had locked in the various castles, wherever they needed to actually then go and be, and then just go back into lock again. But there was a way to override the locks, and so it was a very easy way to sort of get things established very, very quickly, and then it allowed us to then sort of have the various. Actually, let's see what else have we got through here. If we just go across and draw another one. Yeah, that's who I was playing as. So I was playing as Man, like the Kingdom of Man. But it's it's quite easy to actually sort of build things actually in Tabletop Simulator. I see the other one that I did actually have, which I was building one. If I just go back to the main menu and just see if I've still got some of the other stuff in there as well. Single player. Yeah, this is that's the YouTuber Dominions workshop that I'd created. But I don't think, I think that's just done privately, I think. Save and load. Yeah, this was one that I was... No, cancel that one. This was from years ago, from when this thing first... Yeah, 2016. So I'm not sure what... Oh, I can't even find the stuff. Okay, no, forget all that. Anyway, there was a... that was quite involved, this one here. So I just can't find the various stuff that I had. So I had 3D assets in this one as well, and different cards and stuff. But it was so I did actually build one, but I'd never actually published this one. But this is from a long, long time ago. It's one that I actually wouldn't mind having another look at some point. Anyway, let's just go back to the main menu. But I've forgotten how to actually sort of how to build things in this one in through here. So anyway, we'll quit out of there. Leave that one alone. But quite a cool game, that one. Just go back into here again. Go back into the store. Yeah, so Tabletop Simulator certainly is the leader in that sense. I like the animated pieces, like in the monster pack that they have. Yeah, the monster, that was actually one of the assets that they actually have from Tabletop Simulator. I should have pointed that. I didn't create that. Didn't create that monster. Being saying nice looking map. I like to make maps myself for my own games and stuff. Yeah, I've got a way of doing that. I use a program called Clip Studio for all my illustration now. It's better than Photoshop, and I've built myself a whole lot of assets for building exactly those maps. So it sort of it makes it really easy for me to actually construct a map. Well, much easier than what it would. So I've still got to do a lot of it by hand, but I can very quickly put in the... Like if I am sort of just building that one there, so I'll just minimize that. Clip Studio, so I use this all the time. But just see if I can find the Dominions maps. So this is actually what I use for building that sort of stuff. If I go to open, this will actually work. Actually, where would I have put that? Maybe elsewhere. There's the DOM 5 characters, DOM 5 map. That'll be it there, I think. I believe. That's the target. That's the finals for it. God, where would I have put it? I made a whole heap of different maps and things for it. Oh, here we go. Dominions 5. That's the small clip map. Just looking for that one that we were just looking at through there. There's the war room stuff for building that Tabletop Simulator. There was the... maybe a bit further down. God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Just go to Clip Studio formats. That way I can it should sort of jump out. There's a small map there. Oh, there we go, multiplayer map. So this is the actual building. Oh, hang on, this version 3. I'll go that way. So this was the actual map itself, and so there was all sorts of different things that I had placed on this one here. So this is there's a summer map and a winter map. So that's the winter version of the map. So you can see through there, it just changes a lot of the structure. So with playing Dominions, you've got different sorts of aspects about it. But all of these trees are all just done as a in fact, it probably will have it if I just go back to the summer map again. You can see there that they're the same, exactly the same tree, but with a different sort of color scheme across it. And this is a great way to build maps. You can see there the trees. If I turn the trees on or off, they're actually a a vector version of a sample. So if I actually go up to here, actually I might just make it full. I'll just go to screen grab. That way I can just float off the side here. Operation. Like if I go and click on, actually is it the operation or the asset? I'm just going to try to find where that actually is. Oh, it's locked. Okay, so I'll just unlock this. I'm not going to be saving it again. If I click it, it's actually these are vectors, so I can actually go and change where these trees come from. So I've got full control. All I did was just draw little lines using I drew the trees and made them into a path. So this is actually all vectorized. So all of where the trees actually are, I can just grab that line and move it across there, for example, if I wanted to. And they're so they basically just sort of sit in there. The houses and things are done the same way as well. These are just painted in. So anything where you see that little square sort of shape off to the side is actually a vector. So that's the that's the trees in through there. It's been years since I've had a look at this, but I had all sorts of different types of trees as well. Like it was that I sort of constructed. It's a really, really cool way of doing it. So to actually build the trees, all I did was come back down. Like if I wanted to build a little group of trees back in through this side over here, with the trees that were there. Just trying to find actually if I can remember how to do it. It's one of these. It's not that one. Hatch effect. Maps, yeah. So I created, this is actually stuff I made for building these maps. And so whatever colours I actually have in through this side, if I go to, you can see I've actually got like a whole lot of, like these are map houses, we've got kelp, we've got rivers. Like to build a river, it would just be a matter of drawing in the actual river itself. It would then sort of create the rivers. So just go Control Z. And if I'm using I'm just using a mouse at the moment, so it's not, I don't have the finesse to sort of have the start and finish. But this is all just stuff that was created in this program. For map building, it was really, really cool. This is the like the edge of an ocean. What else do we have? Grassland. Oh, that's just puts grass down. So here's the trees. This is the trees that we were using. In fact, you can see there that the I've got the colours are sort of in the wrong way. But if I go and create a if I just go and double click this one and just get myself, I can do any colour I like. So I can just sort of go back in and I'll grab like a different sort of green, like a bit of a darker green in through there. Just click on OK, and then we'll just go with the other colour and create like, I've got like this some sort of like grey blue colour. So if I just come back this way and just get that one there, for example, just click on OK. I can then sort of build trees that are, it's probably a bit too dark. Oops, wrong one. I've got to make sure that one's selected as the foreground. So it's one of these things where I can very quickly construct whatever I want. And this, you can see that they're actually a bit different each time that you when you actually do it. That was trees 2. I had had these trees, which I think are the same trees that we're sort of seeing in through the other side. So it's a really fast way to build a map. So Storm was saying this looks like a Dominions map. Yeah, this is that Dominions map that I just showed. That I did that I put into Tabletop Simulator. So we played on this map. This map is available in Dominions. It's very specific number of characters and so on and so forth. I forget what it's called. Anyway, it was the one that we used for the YouTuber playthrough. But it's yeah. But this is actually so the map itself. This is actually the construction of the map for that particular. So these were drawn directly. I didn't automate those, but all the other stuff that you see there is all automated through these. I've got trees, grassland, maps, kelp for inside here. You can hardly sort of see it with the way I had put the colours in there, but there's kelp in through there, swamp puddles. So even the puddles were done. Mangrove swamps, houses. And you can see there that they actually change. So we get like different sorts of houses. It's quite cool the way that this actually does work. So but it's all, as I say, this just creates a vector line. So there's like a random line of houses. If I go back up into here, I love this program. It's just so really so good. And I can just sort of move them wherever I want them to go. So I can just sort of slowly sort of grab these points, and you know, the more I sort of place, you know, they're going to end up all over the place. But it's a, as I say, really great little program, the way it sort of does actually work. Anyway, we're not here to look at that, I guess. So we'll just, but that map was the one that was then reconstructed. Now I did use Photoshop for part of what was done. I won't save that. Oh, hang on, by the way, I just as a bit of it for those of you that do build maps, like I had to build a summer map and a winter map for the game. So, and that was mainly just copying across and then just changing colors and stuff like that. There was there's a whole lot of different levels. So I've got like a tree layer. The extras were, actually I don't know what the extras were in the end. Oh, there we go. I made things, for example, that there were specific locations on the map, like this one here. And so I think it was called Eagle Rock. so I created like an Eagle Rock. Now there's I had outlines and fills. So that was the outline for it, which was a vector layer, and this was the fill for it. So there's a fill underneath with that one through there. If I just keep on turning all of these off, the details. So if we have a look at that one, get rid of that one. That's the mountains. So the mountains were hand drawn, all of those different mountains. Did we do? Yeah, these sorts of things. That's part of my logo, which I'm wearing today. There we go. So that was done. I think that's part of detail. Yeah, that's the details line, details fill. Then the water outlines. So this was this area. A bit clunky with that is, but it like for what I was doing, it just I didn't want to worry too much about what was going on. Oops, hang on. Just press space. So that's the water outlines back in through there, and then we had the rivers, the grass, which we sort of see there's not very much of it. It's just sort of placed around the place. The province borders, so they were sort of in through there as well. Most of these I didn't worry too much about if they were under rivers. And grunge on the map as well, so just a bit to sort of just give it a bit of a texture. That was just a pattern basically, and then the actual provinces themselves. So that, and this was then generated from, they've got had a normal map there. Actually, that's the actual map that was generated from the game. So that was what the game generated. So I used this as a bit of guidance. So if I turn on all my stuff again, and so basically that became that. So that's the same map, but just been illustrated over the top of. So that's sort of how the two maps sort of then came about. So this one was automatically generated, and then brought across, and then sort of then illustrated afterwards. And that was to actually figure out what was happening with the different areas. I had to then create like a pattern for how the game would then use the map. So it gets quite convoluted. Then you have different things, like you needed to have like a white dot. I just see that. Yeah, the way that Dominions actually works, it requires a white dot in the middle of an area to then make that playable. So you can't use white. The dot in the middle is actually where the game sets things up. So if you're building a map for Dominions, just make sure you never ever use white. You can use it's just a very slight shade off it, but it relies on white dots to figure out where to place the different locations. So that's actually really, really important. I don't know what that is there. Some sort of other thing. Yeah. So anyway, Clip Studio, incredible program. Like it's by far, it's so much better than it's like a combination of Illustrator and Photoshop, but it does so much more than what Photoshop does. But I still use Photoshop for photo manipulation. This one doesn't do good with that one. We will not save that one. Yes, looks like I've sort of gotten rid of that other one there. I've got one item. Yeah, okay, so we're back into here again. Yeah, anyway, hi Ellen Devat, how are you going? But yeah, that's Clip Studio. Really awesome for like all my illustration I do with that. As I say, I use it for work all the time. I use it for mucking around. I just really love it. Use it for everything. I've used that for years and years as well. It's a Japanese manga program. Like that's sort of really what it's designed for. But it's just an incredible program. But like those little assets, you can create those sorts of things really quite quickly. Ellen Devout saying, what are we doing tonight? What have we done? We've actually done it. We've had a look at Tabletop Simulator, which is how we ended up going back into those sort of maps for building things for Tabletop Simulator. The other thing too with Tabletop Simulator is that you can actually build things in Blender and bring them over as well. So yeah, we're looking at that. What else were we looking at? Just been pretty freeform at this stage, just going a bit all over the place. We had a look at the games that were coming up. So the Nemesis Lockdown. I'm not allowed to show that one yet. It'll be a matter of hours, I think. So I will do a video after this to sort of show that particular game. I am looking forward to that. I think it'll be good, but it's just a bit hard to understand at this stage. Beamslam saying, cool, just found the website. Yeah, there's a cheap version of Clip Studio, which is actually quite good, but I've got the professional version because I use it for work. And the professional version gives you a lot more complexity with the like groups of illustrations and things like that. It's more for publication, so you don't need it in reality. Like the cheap version is definitely like worth having a look at. It's so much cheaper than Photoshop as well. I hate the subscription model for Photoshop. When they brought that in, that was actually when I started looking for other things. And Clip Studio has just been incredible. So yeah, if you do build anything to do with illustration at all, like whether it be map building or anything, I think Clip Studio, once you get your head around it, is quite cool the way it sort of does work. And like you build your own brushes and stuff like that as well. So it is very, very good. What else should we have a look at? We've got, I'm trying to think of what other games that we should actually see what's going on. Let's just go back to the libraries again. Yeah, so we had a look at Worldbox as well. Like that's had a massive update. And I do want to get this working where I've got Crusader Kings 3 and Bannerlord as well. There is a mod that combines both of those, which I think is going to be, I can't wait to get that one going. Ever going to play Cogmine, says Dave Flute. Actually, I have played it. That's a pretty good game, actually. It's a pretty good game. So Tenru is saying, hi DV Music, and Tenru is saying, got to make everything a live service to better milk the customer. What do you mean, in what sort of sense, a live service? I'm not sure what you mean there, sorry. So Stormim saying, I've been testing Carrier Command 2 with friends. So far I'm impressed by it. Okay, so that's, when's is that one coming out? Where are we? Don't actually have that one. I'll just go back to the store. I've seen it. That's a Carrier Command 2. There it is. Okay, so it's been out for what, nearly a year? Is it still in early access? Oh no, it's actually out there. That looks good. Wow, that looks really, really good. That's not what I was expecting, actually. Oh, there's another one here. Have a look at this one as well. Got my Thrustmaster ready. I love the vectors, coming off the actual, like those helicopters, so you get an idea of the vectors. I've just read a few of the comments there. So Chris is saying it reminds me of Homeworld, but on Earth. It looks very good, actually, doesn't it? So it's MicroProse again. I've actually got a contact there, so I'll chase that one up. Actually, I've written it down on my little list. It looks, it looks great. It looks really cool. And Stormman was in sort of saying the islands that you take over are randomised. No, you like that? I do like that. And Sharanka saying, yeah, I played the shit out of the first Amiga version of Carrier Command. Actually, I'll just go back up to some of the other ones. We were talking about Tenru's in saying games with subs are a live service. You've got the whole Adobe package cost. So we're talking about, again, Adobe versus things like Clip Studio. So you've got the whole Adobe packet cost a fortune each month, but for work it's worth it, says Beamslam. You pay a monthly fee, says Tenru. Yeah, it's just, I hate the subscription model though. So I now look for anything else I can get away from. I've still used old versions, a lot of the Adobe stuff, and I've got, like, I do a lot of work in Illustrator, so that's one that I do sort of have to try to keep on top of. But yeah, it's painful paying for the those subscriptions. I pay like I do web development as well, so I do pay a yearly subscription for the dev tools that I use for that. So I do some things with subscriptions, but I try to avoid it as much as I possibly can. Okay, so someone's saying, I think my favourite feature on the Carrier is the map in the middle that shows unit movement in real time and missiles in flight and wind direction and depth of the ocean. You can take control of those drones you send out if you wish. Yeah, no, it looks very, very good. So it looks like a management game, says Mad Men, and I'll have to follow that one up. Dave Fleet is saying, been following Grim Reapers on YouTube for Carrier Command 2. Looks fun. Yeah, I don't know Grim Reapers. You can technically play it solo, but having a friend or two to share roles with it helps out a lot. Yeah, I tend to just play single player for everything, because I record at weird times and stuff. You can't control the ships in Homeworld though, says Chris. I wonder if there's a carrier versus carrier battles. I've got no idea, actually. Got no idea. It's not early access. So that is what it is. Strategy planning and teamwork on a scale that is both engaging and manageable. True to MicroProse's heritage, Carrier Command 2 is all about meaningful decisions. Take command of a carrier, operated systems. I'll follow that one up. I don't know why I didn't follow that one up before, because I've got a few MicroProse games. It's an 80 strategy game well known for the unique blend of strategy and vehicle simulation. The legend is back. I wonder if I passed on that one. Just go and open up my just see if I actually did do anything with that one, where I may have it may have been too hard. Just do a search through my emails. Oh no. I missed the email. Hang on. hang on. Add a game. This happens to me a lot, actually. All right. There we go. So I completely missed that email. It was sort of funny because I'm thinking, I've got a fair few MicroProse things. I actually was really quite interested for them to, I like their games, and so I was in communication with them. There we go. So I just completely missed it. So anyway, there we go. We've got downloads now happening. So oops, hang on. There'll be another install. It's not even that big. Done. Okay, so that's the beta tester one of it. Just finish that one up and have a bit of a look. There it goes. Up next, so we'll download that one now. That one won't take very long. Well, there you go. There you go. So I had it there the whole time, and I just didn't read the email. Yeah, so no, it's MicroProse do some pretty amazing things, actually. They've had some really good games with what they've done. If we have a bit of a look at this one in here. So your major updates, so dedicated servers, server listings, looks interesting. If we go across to, where's MicroProse? Normally on the side here. Just go to the store page. Just pause that for a second. Yeah, so they've got like High Fleet, which is incredible. That's an amazing game. God, that's an amazing game. Combat Arena, I did cover that one as well. That's actually really, really cool as well. What else they got? Featured regiments. God, they got a lot of stuff when they drop. I don't know what that is. Strategy hacking, futuristic puzzle roguelite. That looks interesting. Let's have a look at this stuff. Here we go. This is what this session's for. Just to get your randomized stuff. Is that playing? see what this one will do. Just pause it there for a second. So user backup refresh, new mission received, download PC file, new mission received, acquire company data. Okay, so that would be That'd be those things there. New mission received, gather personal data. So yeah, there'd be those three would be those, I would guess. Running highway mission update. Oh, there's the different. Okay. So you're trying to hack into different areas. I don't know what that. I guess that's you with the virus, and you're setting up like the paths in a random sort of world. Saying, have you paid 0K? It's free and rather good. I've never heard of that one actually. It's like a very simple game. I don't know about that one. Let's just go back again from here. So we've got recently announced. Let's bygones be bygones. Don't know what that is there. Retired hardboiled detective. Yeah, blah 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 blah. No idea about that one through that side. It's on Steam now. I'll have a look at that in just a second. So you should start a new game studio where your Twitch millions create the best Forex-based game. Well, that's exactly what ISG is. ISG is basically some journalists, some Forex journalists, basically that have got together to build the game that they wanted to play. Tiny Football looks good, actually. That's available in the summer. So that'll be pretty cool. I do like these little sort of sports games like this. So what's this one here? No, yeah, I don't know. No idea what that one is. Adventure first person. No, not for me. Crossover, tabletop board game. Actually, that looks pretty good. That would be interesting to play. So you're saying it's an RTS with better functionality than Supreme Commander. I hate Supreme Commander. I'm gonna say I hate it. I don't like those games because it's Supreme Commander is a game I wanted to like, and I just really disliked it just because of the real-time aspect of it. So 0K, I don't know if it's like Supreme Commander, that's not a selling point for me. I've got to say, Flying Fortress would be good. When's that out? Oh, that's already out. Actually, that does look good. I might actually ask about that one. I don't know if I've got that one, and the B-17 as well. So that was the old one. I wouldn't worry about the old one there. But that's that one there, the World War II bombers in action. If this is based on the board game, I used to have the board game. That was actually pretty cool. Immersive Sim war game. Yeah, actually, it looks similar to the board game. Actually, what is that one? There's only 6 reviews for it. Have a bit of a look at this one here. Come on. Doesn't want to play. Pre-internet, MicroProse. We'll just say, have you tried Nebulous Fleet Command? No, I haven't, no. It's old, doesn't it? This actually does look like just a remake of the old game. Yeah, no, that's just the old. I think I used to play that actually back in the day. So no, I'd probably pass on that one there. Yeah, six user reviews. Not really. I don't think it's really all that looks all that good. Regiments of Real-Time Tactics set in Germany in 1989. Okay, that's coming. That looks good. Urban Strife coming soon. Second Front. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got my name down to grab this one here. That's one that I really want to be having a good look at. This looks absolutely awesome. I'll just go there. Now that is a game I've been looking forward to that one coming for a long time. It looks incredible. So it's an accessible World War II turn-based tactical game with more than 40 infantry units and 200 tanks, vehicles and guns. It's all the depth of a paper war game and the ease of a computer simulation. Campaign scenarios and a complete editor make it an infinite tactical sandbox experience. It just ticks all my boxes, this particular one. In fact, if we have a look at that one. So these are all the different screenshots. Let's just go back through them. So you've got you've got sort of simple, basically it's just using single type units, but they've got like different abilities. So if we have a look, it is a war game. It just looks great. It looks so damn good. So what have we got in here? I haven't really analysed this in any sort of. That's a browser. No, that's not going to help me. I'll leave that alone. Just go back in here again. Yeah, that's as big as I can make it in here. So we've got the Americans and Germans. Yep, move and fire phase. So it looks fairly simple. Looks like you've got a move and fire phase there. Then the Germans, some sort of alert phase, some sort of follow-up phase, and then a reset. I don't know. So let's have a read a few of these things in through here. So Ellen Devout's got all the thumbs up. So ChatTactic saying, just tuning in. Was this the first of the latter MicroProse games or a remaster? I'm not sure which one you mean. If you mean the B17, that will be old, I think. A remaster of an old game, I think. DV Music saying Second Front looks pretty cool. Nice level editor. Or I guess it could be a totally new game under the MicroProse brand, which was recently brought back, I guess. If you mean Second Front, yeah, it's brand new game. They've got a lot of new games. But they're really sticking to their old, what they used to do. It's their philosophy, the MicroProse philosophy that they've actually come back with is really, really cool. It's just, it's really exciting actually what MicroProse is going to be doing over the coming years. They're bringing all sorts of games that sort of just fit back in with what they had done. It's very, very cool. So Terry's saying I should probably stop watching if I do not want more games to end up in my wish list of shame. Chris is saying, I know what you mean. There's a rotary telephone icon where anyone knows what it means. And Storm MC MicroProse has done a good job so far with their new titles. It's awesome. This is the best of them though for me. This is the one I've really been looking forward to. The simplicity of it looks great, and the fact I don't know if it's got a random map generator. Yeah, there's the old phone back up the top there, but it looks very approachable, doesn't it? It looks like a really cool game with a lot of stuff that you can actually then sort of do on the game. You've got like a hex grid for everything as well, so you're playing like a board game as well as a war game. It's it looks very, very nice, very, very nice indeed. So I'm really, really looking forward to that one there. This will be the designer, I guess, for the different sorts of way that you then have your different tanks. Okay, so we've also got the Russians as well. So you've got the Americans, Russians. I don't know if I didn't see any British. Was there any Commonwealth? Yeah, it's got American up there. Russian. Just going back through them again. Yeah, American. Well, I hope they've got the British and Commonwealth forces. I would hope so. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. Released sometime this year, and I have actually asked them. I should probably go and remind them that I'm super keen for this one. But yeah, I'm not going to get a chance to. Actually, I'll have to wait. So what has it got? It's got tactical World War II war game that it's the genre enthusiasts always wanted and never really got. So sporting a fully fledged 3D engine and an easy-to-use interface. The game is easy to play but hard to master. Why is that? Because Second Front is a project born from the developer's passion and experience with realistic and deep tabletop tactical board games. I love this. I love it when I see the like a board game adaptation that's sort of been then taken into a PC. They tend to be such pure games. Playing a tactical game that is deeper than your average XCOM clone, with a competent AI and a powerful editor to create scenarios and campaigns that have been the dream of tactical players for long. That's an interesting choice of words there. deeper than your average XCOM clone, as if that's a negative. I mean, there's been so many good XCOM clones, you know, so, I mean, there's some that aren't, but like that's not a negative. I don't know. Anyway, the campaign, second front comes with multiple campaigns covering different fronts of World War II and supporting German, American and Russian units. Okay, so no British or Commonwealth forces, unfortunately. Coming from a Commonwealth country, I think we've been hard done by. Scenarios are fought in a 60-turn battle cycle from morning to night. Fight and rest or push your troops to the limit. That's interesting. So fought in a 60 turns battle cycle. So from morning to night. These are not set-piece scripted battles, but continuous emergent skirmishes with persistent loss, fatigue and experience. That looks really, really cool. Infinite scenarios. So thanks to the fully fledged editor, you'll be able to create any kind of battle you have in mind. The intuitive user interface makes it easy to put your imagination at work. The vast array of units means that you have the entire American, German or Russian orders of battle at your disposal. I hope they end up with a random map generator at some point. More than 200 different, although having said that, there'll be a lot to download, a hell of a lot to download. So an ample arsenal of war, so more than 200 different vehicles and different infantry units for each nation, plus tens of small weapons types for each faction. Different leaders are also included in every country. The arsenal of Second Front includes well-known units like Panzer IVs, Shermans and Stugs, to more exotic ones like the Jagd Tiger and Kettlegrad and the T-35. Every unit is painstakingly recreated with abilities like smoke dispensers and hatch-dependent weapons. And remember, you can and must rotate turrets. Realistic tank fights. That's really cool to get different degrees of detail like this in a game that looks fairly sort of simple. So we've got the turret front in through there. Okay, so what's that? Anti-air machine gun. TMG, what's that? That's we've got the... something machine gun in there, and B machine gun. Actually, that doesn't look right. That's main gun. Would that be turret main gun? It wouldn't be. MG wouldn't stand for main gun. That'd have to be anti-air machine gun. It'd have to be the top one there. That'd have to be the turret, the main turret, I would assume. But I don't know what BMG is. Anyway, just speculating. Have you got any chances? Storm saying there's also Jagged Alliance 3, so I can't wait for it to be hurt with extreme disappointment again. But then that's not being made by MicroProse, is it? Jagged Alliance. That would be still the old... who did the original Jagged Alliance? That was a good game that could have been done a bit better. Yeah, that would be another one to have a look at. Hull side, yeah, so we've got the hull front. See, this is your armour in through there. There's your target size, reload times. And that's the maximum movement. Smoke dispenser back in through there. Yeah, turret side on there. Turret rear. Hull rear. Oh, this. Okay, so you got your turret armour. Yeah, okay, you got turret armour and hull armour through there. That's really, really cool, actually. So, what else have we got? The deep tactical gameplay. Don't be fooled by the nice looks of Second Front. There is no walk in the park. The gameplay uses hexagons and different phases to capture the detail every second of action on the battlefield in a very similar way to the well-known tabletop tactical games. 22 different types of terrain are included, together with 80 types of multi-level buildings and more than 70 different unique decorations. Buildings are composed of multiple parts. All of them are destructible and created with unique models. Easy to use, an exhaustive interface, yeah, competent AI, that's good. Future plans. Second Front is a passionate project in the making. While the development of the core game is well underway and rich in features, constant updates are already planned. Desert and jungle environments, paratroopers, close air support are just a few of the new features that are scheduled for release. Oh wow, this is going to be such a good game. That is just that looks, I can't wait for that, to be honest. I cannot wait. It's funny, the game that reminds me the most of isn't actually included here. That would be Combat Mission. Like Combat Mission, like with the WeGo type system, is would feel a bit more similar to it. But anyway, that looks really, really awesome. What else have they got? They've got Task Force Admiral to be announced. Okay, so that was actually mentioned. One of you did mention that was coming. We've got Arms Trade Tycoon tanks. Now that's in 2023. Now Tortuga Power's already playing this one. He mentioned it, this one. He said it's fantastic. So he actually has already. Have a look at the friends who have got it. He's already playing it. So anyway, we won't look at that one. That's a bit too far off. Sea Power in through there. Task Force Admiral. Might have a look at this one maybe. Let's go back and start that again. Just the quality looks a bit off. Wow, that looks good too. It all looks too good, doesn't it? Let's have a look at this one as well. Sea Power. When's this one coming? To be announced. Naval combat in the Missile Age. That's I'm looking forward to this one. That will be good. I won't keep on looking at these. The Tiny Combat Arena was fun, but it looks like that was I had a lot of fun with that one there as well. So what else they got? This is their new releases, the B-17. So that's actually just the old 1992 classic. Yeah, actually, this is the Arms Trade Tycoon Tanks demo. So this was that one is actually freely available for people to play. As I say, Tortuga Power strongly suggested that was a good one to look out for. It was sort of a surprising. It didn't sound like the sort of game I'd be interested in, but he does highly recommend that. So I'm putting words in his mouth, but he does say that's really, really quite cool. So DV Music saying, I've played the demo for Arms Trade Tycoon. It's a neat concept. Rupert saying looks great. I think you were talking about the Admiral game back up there. So I'll be spending half the time taking screenshots. Yeah, it looks good, doesn't it? It looks really, really good. Now we've got the actually carrier commands coming for VR as well. Anyway, it's now in our library, so I can actually try that one out. High Fleet. I've struggled with High Fleet. I love it, but it's just I find it a little bit too hard for me. But I do really, really like it. And this one's really old as well. So yeah, they've got some great games. Really great games, but the big one for me is that Second Front. Really looking forward to that one, more than any of their other games. Probably more than any of the other games combined, actually. Actually, Tiny Football is one that I'd be interested in as well. I'll have a quick look at this one. It's sort of funny because I do like these sort of games. Pass and shoot. Is it real time or is it turn-based? Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's not going to tell us anything, is it? It's just showing us games. Okay, so Tiny Football is a throwback to the old top-down retro soccer games of the 90s. Realistic passing and shooting, tackles, crosses, throw balls, overheads, kicks, blah, blah, blah. Compete with 64. So rich gameplay is achieved by sharing user control with AI assistants to produce realistic passing and shooting based on individual player ability. However, the randomness of passing and shooting, even when playing against AI, will still vary player behaviour, and fluke goals give added excitement. Each squad player has their own skill levels. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like real time versions of these sorts of games. They seem to be sort of a bit clunky, so I'd be interested to see it, but yeah, I don't know. Actually, Chris is in saying, have you tried Battle for Westnoth on Steam? Yes, I do actually have that. I don't know if I've got it installed. Let's just go back to the library. Oh, sorry, the store. Should come up. There it is. Yeah, free. It's in the library. Yeah, I do actually have it installed here as well. This is a game where the RNG does your head in. So it's a great game though. It's a free game. It's really, really awesome, and it just had a big update. When was that? It's just this week, I think. 24th of May, yeah, development patch 1.17.4. So the macOS has been built. So campaigns, we've got Scepter of Fire, Under the Burning Suns, the editor, the terrain, updated translations in through there. Anything else new that's come through that one? Have a quick look at the news page. Add-ons. It's funny, it does, like if you go to discussions, I forget how to get the, actually it's in game that you pick up the stuff. I've got a way that I like to play it. If I just go back to the store page and start her up. No, I don't have it installed on this computer at this stage. So it is a good game though. It is a good game. And you definitely want some mods with it though, and I forget what the mods actually are. Yeah, it's Hannibal Bonaparte saying it's easy to save scum if RNG is not giving what you want. Yeah, it's the RNG drives. I abandon this game all the time because of the RNG. But actually, I will install it. It won't take long. It's a game that's worth having, like particularly because it's free. But it's actually, even if it wasn't free, it's still worth having. And it's a very, very good sort of like fantasy game. And it does actually. There are ways of playing it where the RNG isn't quite as dramatic. So there are actually. I'll just see what I've got installed because I've still got the files on my computer for this one. So I'll just leave that one where that is. So. So ZZ says the books is in saying, have you tried Football Tactics and Glory? I was trying to think of the name of it when I was looking at that one. That's really, really cool. That's a really, really cool game. In fact, do I have that on this installed? Yeah, it was called Football, wasn't it? Football Tactics and Glory. There we go. In the library. Is that installed? I've only got 11 hours on this one. This is a really, really good game if you like these sorts of things. I open this one up. It's I don't know if it's still being developed. But it's turn-based. Yeah, turn-based strategy, and it works very, very well. I don't know how they go with licensing and stuff.
Playing the game, and when the whistle blows with power applied.
It's just changed a bit. I haven't seen all those sort of those effects with temperature and you know, in the actual pitch. This might be worth having another look at, I think. It looks like it's actually improved a lot since the last time I played it. Yeah, it's a very, very good game, this one. People are giving it only mixed reviews in the last 30 days, but very positive overall. It came out in 2018. What's its news like? Oops, hang on, what have we got? Just got a news in through here. So last one was in December, the updates. So with the manager stuff in there, it's been improved. It's been a long time since I've played this. I don't even know if I would have this on the on my computer at this stage. Yeah, no, I don't. I didn't install this one for a little while. I'll cancel that one, but yeah, that's a very, very good game. So I'm missing a lot of the comments here, guys, so I do apologise. Toothless Shark saying, looks like MicroProse will get a lot of my money this year. It looks good, doesn't it? Now so Rupert's saying prefer Conquest of Elysium instead of Battle of Westnoth. I agree. I think that certainly the similar sort of games, aren't they? Really, I still do like Battle of Westnoth. There are ways of playing it that does make it quite good fun. And maybe I'm saying, I assume that they are different styles. I'm not sure what that's referring to. Yep, so turn-based football. I just saw the upcoming game Symphony of War, which seems interesting to me, says Rylang. So, and then we've got Symphony of War. I don't know that one. Let's have a quick look. Symphony of War. So I'll just get rid of that one. That's not making noise, is it? That looks pretty cool. So it's got a, not Battle Isle, what's the, Advanced Wars. Okay, so it's using like an Advanced Wars style attack by the looks of things. That looks very good.
Symphony of War is loaded with features. You'll choose your hero, who will lead a massive army that you build and customize throughout the game. Rather than single units, you form squads of up to 9 troops, and send those squads to the battlefield.
So that's multiple troops per squad and up to 20 squads deployable in some chapters. Sounds like a lot of micromanagement. Not to worry, we've developed a system that is smooth as silk. Each squad, in effect, functions like one deeply developed RPG character. Classes do one thing, whether that's absorb damage, deal it from long range, heal, or inflict debuffs. You essentially set it and forget it as battles play out, so you can focus on the greater battlefield strategy.
You make this too easy.
Customize your units with over 40 troop classes through 4 tiers of upgrades. Choose their squad formations, such as forming a line of heavy infantry in the front to protect weaker members in the back. Morale is huge in Symphony of War. You can affect it in several ways, and even demoralize the enemy into surrender, sparing their lives. Swing the tide of battle by taking advantage of battlefield terrain, such as hills, forests, and walls. Weather, such as...
Alright, this is a must-have, isn't it? This looks incredible.
Storms, blizzards, and heat waves, and even day and night cycles. In the home base sequence between chapters, you can finally take a breather and explore the interpersonal relationships between the characters you meet. And you can hire fresh recruits from town or veteran mercenaries. You can also purchase artifacts such as weapons, armor, and accessories to further customize your squads. You'll advance your faction technology.
All I'm thinking at this stage is please have random maps. Please have random maps.
In the home base sequence, which is hugely important. You'll develop better weapons and equipment, hire more advanced troop classes, develop better battle tactics, expand the size of your army, and more. Fire! You can customize traits, which are special abilities that add even deeper unit customization. Eventually, you can even learn godlike abilities that you, the player, use independent of your army to affect the battle, such as teleporting your squads around, or even dropping a meteor on the enemy. The story takes place in the massive, lore-filled world of Tanra.
Damn it. Damn it. No random maps.
Throughout the game, you'll meet dynamic characters.
Actually, Matt Bennett's saying, did it just say Stefan has been friend zoned? Where was that? Is it in one of these? We'll just go back a little bit.
You can customize traits, which are special abilities that add even deeper.
I don't know where you saw that.
Eventually, you can even learn godlike abilities that you, the player, use independent of your army to affect the battle, such as teleporting your squads around, or even dropping a meteor on the enemy. The story
I didn't
takes
see that
place
one.
in the massive, lore-filled world of Tanra. Throughout the game, you'll meet dynamic characters, illustrated by the accomplished artist Sean Ryko, who's done some work for pretty big game studios. Yes, the characters can form relationships, such as friendships, romantic bonds,
There we go, yes.
family even, with each other and with the hero. And this has very real consequences for morale and for story progression. The choices you make in the game have consequences. There's multiple endings and multiple outcomes for the individual characters. Check out the links to follow us for game updates on Discord and social media.
Looks really interesting, except it doesn't look like there's random maps. That's the only thing that I would like to see in that sort of thing. But I'm going to put that down there. That's definitely worth having a look at. Definitely worth having a look at. Looks very, very interesting, doesn't it, that one? So, what did we have? We had Shadows of Forbidden Gods as well. Have you heard of that one? I've been keeping an eye on this development for a while now. Shadows of Forbidden Gods. Now, what do I know about that one? There's just many games. Yes. Yeah, now, what did I do about this one here? This is something, I think I tried to chase it up. Yeah, I did try to chase this one up, and I don't think I heard back from the developer. I think I had... I think I actually did that. Maybe this is another one of these games where I've got a message back and just didn't see it. I'll just have a quick look on my emails again. So I'm pretty sure I actually was following this one up, but I don't think I actually heard back about this particular game. So I might follow up again. Just do Shadows. Oh yeah, no, I have actually. So it's in fact the message. I have been in communication with them, yeah. So no, it's just I'm on the list. I'm on the list. Okay, so that's so that one is coming. It's funny, I forget so much. I might just leave my emails open just so I can sort of see what's going on with them, just in case we need to have a bit of a look. So anyway, that's that will be coming. Yes, so that's on the list, but not there just yet. Although it's saying it's up there now. Release date. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. When was that? That was only a month ago that I actually was in communication there. Yeah, I don't think I've got it there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you can actually play that yet. It's so it wasn't that long ago I was talking with the dev about it. And yeah, it's one that I have been looking forward to, actually. That's sort of funny. I do sort of forget a little bit about what's going on. Actually, I'll get rid of my emails. It just gets a bit too much with what's going on there. All right, so where are we up to? Now, it's actually To the Shark Scene reminds me of Tactics Ogre, or even Ogre Battle. Now, that's something I always... Ogre Battle. Ogre Tale? That's not the one that you're referring to, I know that. So I don't know what the other Ogre Battle ones are that you're talking about. This is a sort of like a sci-fi game, which is not very good actually. I've actually got this one, but it's just not one that I because Ogre's been mentioned a few times. Where are we up to? So Chris is in saying Heroes Hour of, or Heroes of Might and Magic type game. What do you think of Heroes of Might and Magic series of games? They were okay. Again, it's sort of one of those things where I enjoyed the earlier games, but not the later games. I like the games, the remakes of them from recent times. So yeah, that's sort of where we are there with in my head. So Symphony Game looks like it's based on Fire Emblem. So yeah, it's a scripted campaign. That's a shame. It is a shame if that's the case. It's probably going to mean that I'll look at it, but probably won't play it for very long. Yeah, Ogre Battle. Don't know what the Ogre Battle is. Ogre Battle. Why isn't it not showing up in here? Did I just not look at it deep enough? Not seeing it there. Not seeing it there. Oh well. Now what else are we looking at? I've probably missed a few of the comments in there, I would guess. Tactics Ogre, console games. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, no, I don't know that one. All right, so looks like there's a previous version of Shadows Behind the Throne 2. Don't know that one. Oh yeah, same developer. There's only not very many reviews on that one. I think the new one though coming out looks to be really quite cool. This looks like the same sort of engine, doesn't it? That's sort of been built back in through there with Bobby Two Hands. Anyway, we'll just go back out. Now, time-wise, we're starting to run out of time, guys. So I'm going to start to bring it to a close. So what we'll do is we'll bring out the dreaded marbles, and we'll try to figure out how to play this again. So now I've got a few keys to give away. I'll just give away one today, and what we'll do is we'll get Marbles on Steam up and running again. And so now we tried to get like a bit of a series going, and it didn't quite work out, did it, last time? I'll just let this thing develop up. Actually, I'll just bear with me. I'm just going to go across and just change my to screen grab, just so we can see it large. I did mean to have a good look in at this one, to have a look to see what was what I could do. It does take a bit of time to load up. And sorry, I'm just going to get the get both of those up and running. All right, so profile, we are signed in. Now I've forgotten how to do it. I was going to have to write myself some stuff in through here. If we go to have a look at the settings, one thing I did want to have a look at before I started recording and I ran out of time was to have a look at the where is it? That's all okay where that is. Audio input. So there's a fair few inputs, and I just want to make sure that I can at least sort of go to. I won't do any of this boosting or anything because it's going to be like for a giveaway. So WASD can go up and down with E and Q. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Spacebar. I don't know why spacebar is in through there. So and then I've got the So from 1 through to 0. Tab. Pause menu. Don't know what the ghost ball is, or the target. So I'll have a look at trying to now get used to using maybe tab. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what that does. It's not much. It looks like I'm sort of doing what I need to do. Maybe the Q&A keys will help a little bit with trying to sort of figure things out. Okay, so go back to home. So what we'll do is the last time we tried to set up and I screwed it up. I'm going to try this again with the giveaway. So we're going to go and do the race. We're going to do, it was a Grand Prix, wasn't it, that we were trying to do? Or was it Royale? No, it was Grand Prix. So standard maps, we'll go with random. So we'll have a best of 3. Actually, it's only 2. Okay, let's go with 3 maps. So they're the 3 maps we're going to be playing. All right, so so this is going to be viewer simulator. It's going to be viewer. Maximum number of players 40 will do. So I think that'll be okay. So what we're going to do when I get this thing started. So we're going to be playing, and there'll be like a leaderboard after each one of these. Whoever wins the final rate, like the total of the Grand Prix, will actually then get the key, and the key is for Panzer Corps 2. Okay, so that's actually what we're playing for. In fact, I should actually talk about that one. I'll just go to race. So waiting to start. This looks a bit interesting. So what we need you to do is type in play. So just in the description, just ! play to be part of the list. So there's me. And so for each of the actual games, you need to be in the you need to type ! play to sort of join in the race. So I'll just give you a bit of time to get in. So this is to and the winner will then end up getting a key for Panzer Corps 2. Which, as I say, is an awesome game. Really awesome game. All right, so if we've got anyone else that wants to join in, just type ! play in the chat and you'll be there. Now, actually, we're not going to be able to do this when I do this if I do a version of this onto YouTube. Don't know how I can actually sort of do it for if I do sort of do a YouTube sort of style. Looks like we've got enough in there, so we'll start the game now. So we'll just get going. So each time, so for each race, you'll need to do this. So 10 seconds. I think you can probably still type play to get in while it's doing the countdown. Oh, hang on. So Rylang is coming first. Still coming first. There's second. Yep. So Rylang miles out in front of the others. Can you get through this though? Oh, not bad. Now you can fall off, so just be careful. Whoa, here we go. Who's in the lead now? Rupert. Rupert has now hit the lead. So coming on through. But it's... The Toothless Shark has now hit the lead over through here. Yeah, even if you got the game, like if you want to be part of it, just put your name in and... oh, here we go. Who's going to get through first? Oh, DV Music's now hit the lead. You can always, if you don't want it, you just let me know and I can just give it to whoever comes in second. It's pretty cool, this game. Now what have we got? Still got more coming through and off. Now there's a chance here that you could actually fall off. Whoa, lucky. So DV Music is going. See who's coming second. Cyborg. And you're out. So DV Music is miles ahead. Actually, you've got others coming now. So Lord Polish is now through. So Cyborg's off the list. DV Music's sort of making his way down towards the final bit here. Yep, no one else is there just yet. Got to go through those holes. Here we go. So Dave Flute is now in command in the leader's chair. Are you going to get the boost along? No, you missed the boost. but looks like you're in. Okay, so Dave's the first one, DV Music. So you're all going to get points for this. We've got a few that fell off, but don't worry, it's only the first few that actually get the actual points. So just wait for the others to come through. Here we go. Last two, last three. There we go. Winner is Dave, so we can see the final results. So the points that you've got is actually the points that I don't know how the points were scored with this, to be honest. No active leaderboard. Is this can we first there? But it's only got 1 point. Is this a follow-on from last time? It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Clipboard. Grand Prix. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is actually what's happening today. So we've got the this is the Grand Prix points. So at the moment, Dave's coming ahead with 7 points. Then we've got DV Music with 4, Narcissus with 3, Maladroit with 2, Phobies with 1. It's a fair few of you there with 1. All right. So so there's a few that didn't finish. So Cyborg didn't finish down through that side. All right. So next race. Now we go to race menu, I guess, or next map into here. Now to so on the felt. And so once again, when this thing comes back through, you have to do the exclamation mark play again. So put your names in again, please. Or sorry, not your name, but just the play. All right. So, and if you weren't in the last one, don't worry. Just jump in. You can see there that pretty much could be a anyone's really got a chance of getting some points with this. Got a few more of you coming in. All right, so last few seconds, so it's going to be the countdown now. There's a 20-second delay from when I'm recording, by the way, so there we go. Rupert's now jumped in as well. So we'll get started. And MT Glassell. Tepic's saying there's a fun thing. I like this sort of stuff. Anyway, this is for the giveaway. I'll try to do one of these each week. I've got a few giveaways from Slytherin that they've given me, so we'll do a few more. Oh, I'm leading. No, I'm not. Actually, we have to figure out what to do if I actually end up winning the races. Maybe no one gets it. There's Toothless Shark. Wish Collapse has now taken the command. Still Wish Collapse with Maladroit's now taken over with another on another loop. Beam Slam is now taken over, back over here. All right, so and Wish Collapse is back in command again. Whoa, that's close. Now who's going to get through here? Looks like Wish Collapse is going to make it. Oh, 2 of you have made it. Narcissus, Rupert, there's a few of you now. Beam Slam's out in front. With Phobies coming back through. So up you go. In the anti-gravity area. Who's going to pop out first? Looks like Beam Slam there. Followed by Rupert. Oh no, what's happened to Beam Slam? Did Beam Slam fall off? It can be, because it's twisting around us, it's not really giving us a true indication of who's leading. Yeah, now I can go back. Beam Slam is in charge, or in command here. Straight through. Here's the finish line. Oh, delayed. Okay, well done. So Beam Slam finished first. Rupert coming up. Wish Collapse, Mad Menon, DV Music, Neutrino V. Still some changes at the back there of the list. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the others to come back in. Here they come. Wow. Wow, there's still a lot of stragglers at the back up there. That's it, I think. No, there's still a few more. Come on, guys. Come on. There's always one, isn't there? Okay, Beam Slam, well done. Okay, so that's the winner of race 2. So look at the final results. Again, we'll have a look at the Grand Prix. So Beam Slam has got 8 points in this one here. Dave Flute's still coming second with. So you've got the one win in through there. I don't know. It looks like the things are changing a little bit. So you've got +8 through there. DV Music has actually picked up a couple of points in each of these races. We've got a 1+5 in there for Rupert. It's good stuff, actually. So this is the equal first, actually, Beam Slam and Dave Flute. So what's going on there? Wins +1. Anyway, equal first at this stage. You know, that doesn't make sense, does it? Anyway, that's the. I'm not sure. We'll have to try to figure out what's going on next one here. It's not giving me the total points. Yeah, well, that's the other race, I guess. Anyway, we'll continue on. So we'll start the next map. This is Express Delivery. I still remember saying, damn, I did horrible this time. All right, so type play again. And we'll just get you all in. And we'll have to try to figure out how this is sort of then working. So I'll just wait a little bit longer for you guys to put in your play. I probably should just do one race, shouldn't I? Really, ultimately, that way at least it's easy for me to figure out what to do with the giveaways. All right, so. All right, so I think we'll get going. Is everyone ready to go? So we'll get started. This will be for the actual giveaway. Let's see what happens. So off we go. And a big thank you again to Slytherin for the key to give away. Here we go. This is it. This is it. We're going all over the place. All right, so Neutrino V. No, there's a few of you. Toothless Shark. It's saying Toothless Shark is leading, but that's not the case. Shady Shamans. Here we go. Out in front. Who's coming second? So DV Music right behind. Coming third is Rupert. This is close. Yeah, this will sort some of you out. Oh no! DV Music's fallen behind. He's now dropped back to third place. Shady Shamans is still there. And who's now hit the lead? Rupert comes flying through. Miles out ahead of everybody else. Like that's a big lead that you've got there. I think the only way you can lose this one is if you happen to drop out of the like off the side, which can happen, as Cyborg knows. You're miles ahead, absolutely miles ahead. The second place is right, Rulang in through here, absolutely so far behind. That's the finish there. So yeah, easy win for Rupert. Now, will that give you enough points though to take the actual championship? There's the finish. There we go. Congratulations, you're the first one in. Actually, I'm coming second here. There we go. I'm in. I don't know how I got in there. So third is Rylang's now coming through. And we've got Shady Shamans. No one's really fallen off this one, I don't think. 5th. Now let's just have a bit of a look and see what's going on back in through these other areas. Where are they? Still a lot coming behind. I don't think we've got any more up this way. I think they're all done. We've just got a few stragglers at the back here. We just have to wait for these. There is a way to have all the names on it, but I don't know what it is. Actually, there's a fair few of you at the back through here. Would be good to sort of see who these miscreants are. Actually, this is the end of it. This is fine. The last 4. I don't know what that flame is. If you get caught, I guess that kills you, perhaps. Well done, Rupert. There we go. Let's have a look at the final results. So now it's looking like this is for the season, which is not what we want to be looking at. This is the race results. So it's the Grand Prix. Now it's saying 9th, but no, you've got 6 plus 8. I don't know why has it got 9th there. That does not make sense, does it? That's the points. I mean, this is the order. So Rupert did win. So congratulations, Rupert. What I'll do is just hang on a second, and I'll whisper to you in chat with the actual the key for that. So congratulations, well done. I've done like this is a bit confusing actually, trying to figure out what's going on through here as to how the numbers are working. I'm going to have to play with this game a little bit more, I think, just to try to figure things out. But anyway, well done. Congratulations. So I will finish up this here now, guys. So we'll call this session to a close. Thanks for participating again. It's actually been a really good format. We've probably went a bit off the format a bit too much today, like going and opening up drawing programs and doing stuff like that. So I don't know how that's going to then work. Actually, what I'll just quickly do, Rupert, just before I forget, I will actually send you the key right away. So I am that way. At least everything is actually under control. Just go back across to here. I'll just cover up the screen. Actually, I don't know if I can do this. Where are we? Actually, I might be able to do it a different way. Just bear with me here. I'll just see if I can whisper to you through here. Now, where are you? Where are you? Just trying to see in the list. Come on. Okay, I'm going to have to do this a different way. Oh, here we go. Oh, hang on, that's not it either. So I'm going to have to do it back in actual Twitch. God, I always forget how to do this one. Now, if I send a message... Yep, so that's a whisper, I think. Pretty sure that is. No, that's global. So here we go. I'll whisper to you, and I'll pop that. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to put this away. I don't want this to be shown on the other side. Oh, come on. Okay, so there's the key. I'll then close that one down. So don't respond for a second, or just let me know if that's okay. I'll okay. It's now safe to just sort of say that one. So well done again, Rupert. Just let me know that you did receive that whisper in Twitch. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll close this session up now. Is there anything that I'm doing with this that you would prefer to be seeing, or is it like, did I deviate too much this time? I guess we'll sort of I can ask you these sort of questions, and I do want to find a way to get this thing across to YouTube as well, so I can do occasional streams over at YouTube. Yeah, so Tooth of Shark saying use the key immediately, by the way, always a smart thing. If it doesn't work, okay, so yeah, so just try to access it, make sure it is usable. If it's not, let me know, and because I mean sometimes the keys, you know, sometimes they don't work the way that you want them to, but it should work out okay. All right, so yeah, deviation is good, says Enchico, that's good, and Chris is in saying all good. I really do. I value the feedback, like, you know, to sort of get these. What was it called? I've scribbled down something that looks like swappers of war, but what was it called again? that's my little notes. Hang on, let's see if I can see it. There, I don't know if you guys can see it. But that's whatever's written at the bottom there. I've got no idea what that note is. Symphony of War. That's what it was, wasn't it? Symphony of War. Yeah, Rupert's saying contact Brian. Here's YouTube, Twitch, and sometimes the Discord going at the same time. Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll have a look up. I haven't spoken to Brian for quite some time actually. It's yeah, I should actually say hi. It's he's a nice guy actually. Brian Rubens. Yeah, really nice guy. Does some good content too as well. So anyway, if you click on Finish Grand Prix, does it complete? Oh, hang on, Finish Grand Prix. Where was that? Finish Grand Prix. Here we go. Probably given it to the wrong person. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Dave Flute came third. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Beamslam came second. And Rupert did come first. I was thinking, oh no, have I done something wrong? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the 14 points, Beamslam, Dave Flute. Oh, this is cool. This works out fairly well, doesn't it? This does work out fairly well. Anyway, that was good, Rupert. You were miles out in front there. You absolutely smashed that last race. So yeah, well done. Yep. So yeah, Rayling's saying if you finish on Finish Grand Prix, does it complete? Yeah, so it does. Yeah, that's good. Dave Flute saying, phew. Well, actually, I've got a few, even if it didn't, if it was one of you other guys that actually was the actual winner, I do have a couple more keys for different games from Slytherin to give away over the coming weeks. So so that's good. I've got about a month's worth of giveaways there at this stage, which is fantastic. So again, big special thank you to Slytherin for that. They've got some amazing games. I came 7th. Wow, there we go. Okay, so did anyone not complete? Actually, Wish Collapse did well for only playing in 2 races there. I was more interested. Like the only one I only saw Cyborg fall out of it. That was the only one actually I didn't sort of really get to. I was interested to see where Cyborg would end up, but anyway, bad luck, Cyborg. That's what you get. All right, so I will leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you well next week for this, and if not, then tomorrow for to continue on. Probably some more ISG. I think tomorrow. I'll catch you then.